Hi, lovelies! Welcome back to Nelly Miss Love Stories. Hope you enjoyed today's story.
Please, just hug me. Please pretend you're my boyfriend. Just for a minute.
Please, just hug me. The handsome Korean man stared at Selena Winston as though she had just spoken a language he had never heard before. Selena's heart was pounding. Behind her, across the busy Seoul street, an older man stood beside a black luxury sedan watching them. The same man who had been following her for days. Selena swallowed nervously and whispered, "Please pretend you're my boyfriend. Just for a minute." The stranger's expression remained completely emotionless. Then his eyes shifted toward the older man. Something dark flickered across his face. Without asking another question, he wrapped one arm around Selena's waist. Selena froze. He was warm. His expensive black coat smelled faintly of cedar and a sophisticated cologne. She could feel the steady rise and fall of his chest against her cheek as she slipped both arms around him, pretending they were deeply in love. Across the street, the older Korean widower's expression changed. His jaw tightened. The stranger looked directly at him. Neither man spoke. A few seconds later, the older man entered his car. The sedan pulled away. Selena waited until it disappeared around the corner before releasing the stranger. "Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry." She stepped back quickly, embarrassed. "I didn't mean to invade your personal space. That man has been trying to court me, and I kept telling him I wasn't interested. I just wanted him to think I already had someone." The young man said nothing. Selena gave him an apologetic smile. "Thank you for helping me." She turned and began walking away. "Wait." She stopped. His deep voice made her turn around. "What is your name?" Selena smiled. "Selena. Selena." He repeated the name quietly as if committing it to memory. "What's yours?" "Eugen." She nodded. "Well, Eugen, thank you." Then she disappeared into the crowd. Eugen Jung remained where he was. For the first time in years, something had disturbed the carefully controlled silence inside him. He had promised himself he would never fall in love again. Not after his former fiancée betrayed him with the one man he had once trusted most, his stepfather. Yet the woman who had just walked away had awakened something he thought was dead. Curiosity. Eugen watched the direction she had gone. He didn't know who Selena Winston was. He didn't know why she was in Korea. And he certainly didn't know that the older man she had been trying to escape was Chairman Kang Tae-ho, his stepfather. Meanwhile, Selena walked through Seoul completely unaware that the stranger she had just hugged was not an ordinary Korean businessman. He was Eugen Jung, a young billionaire, the secret heir to an enormous fortune, and the man whose complicated family history was about to collide with hers. Selena thought their encounter had lasted only a few minutes. Eugen already knew he wanted to see her again. The next morning, Selena woke up thinking about the stranger. Not romantically. At least that was what she told herself. She was sitting by the window of her small but comfortable Seoul apartment, sipping coffee while looking through pictures from her culture exchange program. She had come from Columbus, Ohio, hoping to experience Korea beyond the tourist attractions. She had expected palaces, traditional markets, language classes, delicious food, and perhaps a few friendships. She had not expected an older to decide that he wanted her as his future wife. Selena sighed. Her best friend, Maya Brooks, had warned her. "You are too friendly," Maya had said during their video call 2 nights earlier. "You smile at everybody." "I smile because I'm polite." "You smiled at the security guard for 5 minutes." "He was helping me find the subway." "Exactly. That's how these problems begin." Selena laughed at the memory. But her smile disappeared when she remembered Chairman Kang Tae-ho. The first time she had met him, he had been sitting in a quiet cafe. He had noticed her struggling with a Korean menu. Instead of simply helping her, he had ordered several dishes for her. Then he had asked whether she was married. Selena had politely told him no. He had asked whether she was interested in marriage. She had laughed awkwardly. He hadn't. After that, she began seeing him everywhere. At the bookstore. At a cultural exhibition. Outside the restaurant where she had dinner with other exchange students. Even near the university. Each time, he behaved respectfully, but his intentions were becoming impossible to misunderstand. Selena wasn't interested. She wanted someone closer to her age. Someone who could laugh with her, challenge her, and build something naturally. Not someone old enough to make her feel like she was being recruited into a family. She grabbed her handbag. "I'm not going to let him ruin my trip." That afternoon, Selena visited a traditional market with several students from the exchange program. She was laughing while examining colorful accessories when she heard a familiar voice. Selena. Her smile vanished. She turned. Chairman Kong stood several feet away. He looked elegant in a dark navy suit. I was hoping I would see you. Selena forced a polite smile. Chairman Kong. Would you have dinner with me tonight? Thank you, but I'm busy. Tomorrow? I'm also busy. Next week? She blinked. I'm going to be busy next week too. He smiled. You are very difficult to persuade. I've been told that. Before he could respond, Selena noticed a black vehicle approaching the market. Her stomach tightened. Then the door opened. A tall man stepped out. Black coat. Sharp jaw. Dark hair. Emotionless eyes. Eugen. Selena stared. For one strange second, the noise around her seemed to disappear. Eugen saw her too. His expression remained controlled, but his eyes stayed on her. Then his gaze shifted toward Chairman Kong. The atmosphere changed. Selena didn't understand why. Eugen walked toward them. Chairman. Kong Taeho's expression hardened. Eugen. Selena looked from one man to the other. You two know each other? Neither answered immediately. Eugen finally looked at her. Yes. His voice was calm. Very well. Selena frowned. Something about that answer felt wrong. Chairman Kong cleared his throat. Eugen is my stepson. Selena froze. Her eyes widened. Your stepson? Eugen looked directly at her. Recognition flashed between them. The woman he had held yesterday. The woman who had asked him to pretend to be her lover. The woman who had unknowingly used him to frighten his own stepfather. Selena's cheeks burned. Oh. Eugen's lips almost curved. Almost. Then he said quietly, So you're the woman who needed a boyfriend yesterday. Selena covered her face for a second. Please don't remind me. For the first time in years, Eugen felt the faintest urge to laugh. But then a painful memory returned. His former fiancé. His stepfather. The betrayal that had destroyed his ability to trust. He immediately became cold again. Selena noticed. And somehow she wanted to know why. Selena Winston could not stop thinking about Eugen. It annoyed her. She had come to Korea to experience something completely different from her life in Columbus, Ohio, not to become entangled with a mysterious Korean billionaire who happened to be the stepson of the very man she was trying to avoid. Yet somehow Eugen Young had appeared twice in her life within 24 hours. And the strangest part was that she couldn't decide whether she wanted to see him again or run in the opposite direction. You're smiling at your phone. Selena looked up. Her roommate and closest friend in Korea, Maya Brooks, was standing in the doorway of their apartment holding 2 cups of coffee. I am not. You absolutely are. I was reading something. You've been staring at the same screen for 3 minutes. Selena quickly locked her phone. Maya narrowed her eyes. Eugen. Selena sighed. You're becoming annoying. I learned from you. Maya sat beside her. So tell me again. You hugged a handsome stranger to scare an older man, then discovered the stranger is that man's stepson. Yes. And you met him again yesterday? Yes. And he took you to dinner? Selena stared at her. How do you know that? You came home smelling like expensive cologne. Selena burst out laughing. You're impossible. I am your best friend. It's my job. Selena shook her head. Then her smile slowly faded. There is something strange about him. Good strange or bad strange? I don't know. What did he say? Selena looked toward the window. He told me someone he trusted betrayed him. Maya became quieter. Did he explain? No. Maybe he's still hurting. Selena nodded. I think so. She remembered the moment Eugen had looked away after admitting someone had betrayed him. There had been something in his eyes. Not anger, but deep, carefully buried pain. Selena had wanted to touch his hand. She hadn't. She barely knew him. And yet something about him made her feel as though she had known him longer than she actually had. Across Seoul, Eugen sat inside his father's former study. The room had remained untouched for years. His biological father, Young Suk-hyun, had been a powerful businessman before his death. Eugen had been only 4 years old when the accident took his father's life. His mother, Eunju, had struggled to raise him alone. Several years later, she married Kang Tae-ho. Tae-ho became Eugen's stepfather. At first, their relationship had been complicated but peaceful. Tae-ho had helped raise him. He had attended Eugen's school ceremonies. He had taught him how to drive. He had stood beside him when Eugen inherited his father's business interests. But adulthood changed everything. Eugen eventually became the chairman of Young Global Holdings, expanding the family empire into technology, luxury hotels, renewable energy, and investment. Then came Seo Yun. She had been the woman Eugen planned to marry. He had trusted her completely. Until he discovered that she had been secretly involved with Taeho. The betrayal had shattered something inside him. Eugen had ended the engagement immediately. But he had never publicly revealed the entire truth. Only a handful of people knew. His mother. His closest friend Jae-hyun. His assistant Min-jae. And Taeho. Eugen's eyes hardened at the thought. A knock sounded. "Come in." His mother entered. Eunju was elegant, gentle, and noticeably more tired than she had been years ago. "You haven't visited me in 2 weeks. I've been busy." "You're always busy." She sat opposite him. "Your aunt tells me you've been spending time with someone." Eugen looked up. "Who?" "A young American woman." His expression changed slightly. "Selena." His mother noticed immediately. "So you do know her?" Eugen leaned back. "She accidentally became involved in a situation with Taeho." Eunju frowned. "What situation?" He hesitated. "She was trying to discourage him from pursuing her." His mother understood. "And you helped her?" "Yes." "Why?" Eugen didn't answer. Because he didn't know. That was the problem. He had spent years carefully controlling his emotions. But Selena had appeared in his life without warning, wrapped her arms around him, rested her cheek against his chest, and asked him to pretend they were lovers. He should have pushed her away. Instead he had held her. And when she walked away he had wanted to follow. His mother studied his face. "You look different." "I don't." "You do." She smiled sadly. "Perhaps you finally met someone who makes you forget to be angry." Eugen's jaw tightened. "I don't want a relationship." "I didn't ask whether you wanted one." He looked at her. She stood. "Sometimes love arrives before we're ready for it." After she left, Eugen remained silent. His phone rang. It was Jae-hyun. "You're meeting me tonight." That wasn't a question. "No." "Then why did you call?" "Because I know you." Eugen sighed. "Where?" "Your hotel lounge." That evening, Jae-hyun watched his best friend carefully over dinner. "So," he said, "tell me about her." "There is nothing to tell. You've mentioned her name 4 times. Eugen stopped eating. Jae-hyun smiled. "I knew it." "You know nothing." "I know you." Eugen looked away. "She is different." "How?" "She doesn't seem impressed by money." Jae-hyun laughed. "That bothers you?" "No." "You're smiling." Eugen immediately stopped. "I am not." "You were." Before Eugen could respond, his phone vibrated. A message appeared. "Selena, thank you again for helping me yesterday. I owe you coffee." Eugen stared at the message. Jae-hyun leaned forward. "Is that her?" "Yes." "What are you waiting for?" Eugen typed slowly. "Eugen, tomorrow. 10 o'clock. Selena's response came almost immediately. "Selena, that's very confident." A small smile appeared on his face. "Eugen, you offered." "Selena, fine. Tomorrow." Eugen placed the phone down. Jae-hyun shook his head. "You're in trouble." Eugen frowned. "Why?" "Because you already want to see her." Eugen didn't answer. But deep inside he knew his friend was right. What he didn't know was that someone else had noticed the growing connection. Chairman Kang Taeho. That same night, Taeho stood in his private office, staring at a photograph of Selena. His expression was unreadable. Then he received a message. "Eugen is seeing her tomorrow." His fingers tightened around the phone. For years he had controlled his family, his business, his reputation. But Selena was becoming an unexpected complication. Taeho looked toward the window. Eugen must not fall in love with that woman. He didn't realize that the harder he tried to keep them apart, the closer Selena and Eugen were destined to become. At exactly 10 o'clock the next morning, Selena Winston walked into the cafe and immediately spotted Eugen. He was sitting alone beside a large window, dressed in a charcoal gray suit with the jacket open over a crisp white shirt. He looked as though he belonged in a boardroom rather than a small neighborhood cafe. Selena smiled. "You're early." Eugen glanced at his watch. "You're exactly on time." "I was worried you'd think Americans were always late." "I haven't known you long enough to make that assumption." She laughed as she sat opposite him. "I like you a little more already." Eugen's expression softened. The waitress approached and Selena ordered a caramel latte. Eugen ordered black coffee. Selena stared at his cup. "Of course." "What?" "You look like someone who drinks black coffee." What does that mean? You're serious. I'm not always serious. She raised an eyebrow. I've seen you twice. And? You've looked like you're attending a funeral both times. Eugen almost laughed. Perhaps you're the problem. Me? You appear wherever I am. Selina gasped dramatically. You're blaming me for your stalking? That time he actually laughed. It was quiet but genuine. Selina paused. She had never seen him smile like that. You should do that more often. What? Smile. His eyes remained on hers. You like my smile? Selina suddenly became aware of the intimacy in the question. I didn't say that. You implied it. I take it back. You can't. She looked down at her coffee, hiding a smile. Something had changed between them. The awkwardness from their first meeting had disappeared. Now there was something warmer. Something dangerous. They spent nearly 2 hours talking. Selina told him about Columbus. She told him about her mother, who had encouraged her to travel. She talked about her younger brother, Daniel, who constantly teased her about being single. She told him how she had always wanted to experience another culture rather than simply visit Korea as a tourist. Eugen listened. He didn't interrupt. He asked questions. Real questions. What do you want after the exchange program? Selina thought for a moment. I don't know yet. You're not worried? I'm terrified. He looked surprised. Why? Because everybody expects you to have your life figured out by a certain age. She smiled. But sometimes I think we're all just pretending. Eugen looked at her differently. Nobody spoke to him like that. Most people treated him as Chairman Jung. They watched his wealth, his position, his influence. Selina watched him. Not his money. Him. When they left the cafe, Eugen offered to drive her back. I can take the subway. I know. Then why offer? Because I want to. She looked at him. That simple answer sent an unexpected warmth through her. All right. His driver opened the door of a sleek black sedan. Selina stopped. Eugen. Yes. This is not a normal car. He looked confused. It gets me from one place to another. She laughed. That's the billionaire answer. Eugen's eyes narrowed. You know? I didn't know before today. Who told you? No one. She pointed toward the car. People who ride cars like this usually aren't struggling to pay rent. He smiled. I suppose that's fair. During the drive, Selina noticed the city passing outside the window. You never told me what you do. I run my family's company. She turned toward him. What kind of company? Several. She laughed. That's not an answer. It is technically an answer. She shook her head. You're difficult. So I've been told. They reached her apartment. Selina opened the door but paused. Thank you for today. Eugen looked at her. I enjoyed it. So did I. Neither moved. For a moment, the air inside the car became strangely quiet. Eugen's eyes dropped briefly to her lips before returning to her eyes. Selina noticed. Her heartbeat accelerated. But Eugen stepped back. Goodbye, Selina. Goodbye, Eugen. She walked inside. The moment her door closed, she leaned against it. What is happening to me? She had promised herself she would not become involved with anyone during her stay in Korea. Yet she was already thinking about him. Meanwhile, Eugen sat silently in the car. His driver glanced at him through the mirror. Sir? Yes. Where should we go? Eugen looked towards Selina's apartment building. Home. But before the car could move, another vehicle stopped nearby. Chairman Kong stepped out. Eugen's expression instantly changed. His stepfather looked towards Selina's building, then toward Eugen. Neither man spoke. Finally, Taeho said, You need to stay away from her. Eugen opened the car door. Why? She isn't suitable for this family. Eugen's eyes hardened. You barely know her. I know enough. No. Eugen stepped closer. You know something. Taeho remained silent. Eugen studied him. What are you hiding? Nothing. Then stop telling me who I can see. Taeho's expression darkened. This isn't about you. Eugen gave a cold laugh. Then why are you so worried? Taeho had no answer. Across the street, Selina had returned to her window to retrieve her forgotten scarf. She looked down and saw the two men arguing. Her heart tightened. Why did Eugen look so angry? And why did Chairman Kong look frightened? She had no idea that the answer was connected to a secret that had been buried for years. A secret involving Eugen's former fiancée. A secret that could destroy his family. And a secret that would soon make Selena question whether Eugen had approached her because he genuinely liked her, or because she had unknowingly become part of his family's unfinished war. Selena tried to convince herself that she had imagined the tension between Eugen and Chairman Kong. But the image of the two men standing outside her apartment refused to leave her mind. Something was wrong. Very wrong. The following morning, she met Maya for breakfast at a small restaurant near the cultural center. Maya took one look at her. "You're thinking about him again." Selena sighed. "Is it that obvious? Your face changes whenever you mention Eugen." Selena stirred her tea. "Yesterday, I saw him arguing with Chairman Kong." Maya's smile disappeared. "Arguing?" "Yes." "Did you hear what they were saying?" "No." "Then don't involve yourself." Selena looked at her. "I don't think I can." Maya frowned. "Why?" Selena hesitated. "Because I think Eugen is hurting." Maya sighed. "And you want to fix him?" "No." "Selena." "I don't." "You always do this." Selena smiled weakly. "Maybe I just care." Before Maya could respond, Selena's phone rang. It was Eugen. Her heart immediately skipped. "Hello. Are you busy?" "No." "Can I see you?" She smiled. "Where?" "There's somewhere I'd like to take you." An hour later, Eugen arrived. This time he wasn't dressed like a businessman. He wore dark jeans, a black sweater, and a long coat. Selena stared at him. "You look different." "So do you." She looked down at her colorful dress. "Different good." "Very." Her cheeks warmed. "Where are we going?" "You'll see." They drove outside the busiest part of Seoul. Eventually, the car stopped near a quiet hill overlooking the city. Selena stepped out. The view stole her breath. Seoul stretched beneath them, glowing beneath the afternoon sunlight. "It's beautiful. My father used to bring me here." Selena turned toward him. "You don't talk about your father often." "He died when I was 4. Her expression softened. "I'm sorry." "My mother remarried later." "Chairman Kong?" "Yes." Selena slowly understood. "So he raised you?" "For part of my childhood." "Do you love him?" Eugen remained silent. "That's complicated." Selena nodded. She didn't push. Instead, she stood beside him. After several minutes, Eugen said, "There was a woman I loved." Selena's chest tightened unexpectedly. "What happened?" "She betrayed me." "With someone else?" "Yes." "Who?" Eugen's jaw tightened. "My stepfather." Selena stared at him. She couldn't speak. Eugen continued. "She was my fiancée. I planned to marry her." His voice remained controlled, but his eyes revealed the pain. "I discovered they had been seeing each other behind my back." Selena felt anger rise inside her. "That was cruel. It changed me." "I understand why." Eugen looked at her. "But don't let them decide the rest of your life." His eyes held hers. "You sound like you already know me." "I don't." "Then why do you care?" Selena swallowed. "Because I know what it feels like to be hurt." Eugen moved closer. "How?" She looked away. "My father left when I was young." Eugen's expression softened. "I grew up watching my mother pretend she wasn't disappointed." Selena smiled sadly. "She taught me something." "What?" "People can hurt you without having the right to control who you become." Eugen stared at her. For several seconds, neither moved. Then he reached up and gently brushed a strand of hair away from her face. Selena's breath caught. His fingers lingered near her cheek. She didn't pull away. Eugen leaned closer. Their faces were inches apart. Then his phone rang. He stepped back immediately. The moment was gone. He answered. "Hello." His expression changed. "What?" Selena watched him. "Where?" He listened. "I'm coming." He ended the call. "What happened?" Eugen looked at her. "My mother collapsed." Selena immediately reached for his arm. "Take me with you." "You don't have to." "I know." She squeezed his arm. "But I want to." For the first time, Eugen didn't argue. They rushed to the hospital. When they arrived, Eugen's mother was conscious but weak. Selena stood beside him. Then the hospital doors opened. A woman walked in. Elegant. Beautiful. Confident. Eugen froze. Selena noticed immediately. The woman stopped when she saw him. Her face changed. "Eugen." He became completely expressionless. "Seo Yun." Selena's heart sank. This was the woman. The former fiancée. The woman who had betrayed him. Seo Yun's eyes moved toward Selena. "Who is she?" Eugen answered without hesitation. Someone important to me? Selena's eyes widened. Seo-yun's expression tightened. And somewhere deep inside Eugen's wounded heart, something shifted. For the first time since his betrayal, he had no desire to explain himself to his past. Because the woman standing beside him mattered more. But Seo-yun had not come to the hospital merely to see Eugen's mother. She had returned to Seoul with a purpose. And that purpose was about to place Selena directly in the middle of a battle she never asked to join. Selena couldn't forget the look on Seo-yun's face. It wasn't the expression of a woman seeing an ex-fiancé unexpectedly. It was the expression of a woman who had just discovered that someone else had taken the place she once occupied. And somehow that made Selena uncomfortable. Eugen noticed. As they left the hospital later that evening, he walked beside her in silence. Finally, Selena stopped. Eugen. He turned. Are you all right? Yes. You're lying. A faint smile appeared on his lips. You've known me for such a short time, yet you already know when I'm lying. Maybe you're not as emotionless as you pretend. His smile disappeared. Selena stepped closer. You don't have to explain anything to me. I want to. She looked at him. Eugen took a slow breath. Seo-yun came back because she wants something. What? My family. Selena frowned. She wants your family? She wants access to a business deal. My stepfather is supporting her. Selena understood. And she wants you to forgive her? Perhaps. Will you? No. His answer was immediate. Selena nodded. Good. Eugen looked amused. Good? Some doors are better left closed. He stared at her. Then he reached for her hand. His fingers slowly intertwined with hers. Selena's heartbeat quickened. She looked down at their joined hands. Then back at him. Eugen. I know. What do you know? That this is moving quickly. Selena smiled. It is. I don't understand what is happening to me. Neither do I. He stepped closer. But I know that when I don't see you, I think about you. Her breath caught. When you're around, I forget things I spent years trying to forget. His thumb brushed gently over her hand. I don't want to make promises I can't keep. Selena whispered. Then don't. I'm afraid. That confession shocked her. The emotionless man everyone feared. Afraid. Of what? Of loving someone again. Selena's eyes softened. Then don't rush. Eugen looked at her. Will you wait? She smiled. I don't know. His eyebrows lifted. You don't know? I don't know what tomorrow will bring. Then she squeezed his hand. But I'm willing to find out. For the first time Eugen felt hope. Not certainty. Not safety. Hope. That night, Eugen took Selena to his penthouse. Not because he wanted anything from her. He simply wanted to show her the place where he lived. The elevator opened directly into the residence. Selena stepped inside and stared. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked Seoul. An enormous living room stretched before her. Modern artwork covered the walls. A grand piano sat near the window. Everything was luxurious, yet strangely empty. You live here alone? Yes. She looked around. It feels lonely. It is. She turned toward him. Then change it. He smiled. Maybe I will. They walked toward the balcony. The city glittered beneath them. Selena rested her hands against the railing. Eugen stood beside her. A cool breeze moved through her hair. He reached out and gently tucked it behind her ear. She looked up. Their eyes met. This time neither moved away. Eugen leaned toward her. Slowly. Giving her every opportunity to stop him. She didn't. Their lips met in a gentle kiss. It lasted only a few seconds. But when they separated, Selena's heart was racing. Eugen rested his forehead against hers. I haven't done that in years. She smiled. Then you probably need practice. He laughed softly. You're teasing a billionaire. I think you'll survive. He kissed her forehead. Neither noticed the figure standing outside the private driveway below. Seo-yun. She had followed Eugen. And she had seen everything. Her face hardened. If he thinks I'm going to let her take everything from me? She clenched her fists. He's wrong. But Seo-yun didn't know something. Eugen wasn't falling for Selena because she was beautiful. He was falling because she made him feel human again. And that was exactly what made her dangerous to the people who wanted to control him. Selena woke up the next morning with a smile she couldn't explain. She stood in front of her mirror, adjusting her earrings while Maya watched from the bed. You're glowing. Selena laughed. I'm not. You absolutely are. I just slept well. Liar. Selena picked up her handbag. Maya folded her arms. So when am I meeting this mysterious man? Soon. Before Maya could ask another question, Selena's phone buzzed. Eugen, I'll pick you up at noon. Selena replied. Selena, where are we going? Eugen, somewhere important. She smiled. Definitely suspicious. At noon Eugen arrived. But this time he wasn't alone. Several black luxury vehicles stopped outside the apartment. Men in dark suits stepped out. Maya looked through the window. Selena. What? Your boyfriend has an entire security team. Selena frowned. Boyfriend? Maya pointed outside. Don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. Selena walked downstairs. When she saw the convoy she stopped. Eugen stepped out of the first vehicle. He looked impossibly polished in a black suit. Selena stared. What's happening? Come with me. Eugen, why are there so many cars? I'll explain. She reluctantly entered the vehicle. The convoy drove toward the center of Seoul. Soon they arrived at a massive glass building. Selena looked up. The name on the building made her stop breathing. Young Global Holdings. She looked at Eugen. What is this? My company. Her mouth opened. You work here? Yes. You own this? Yes. Selena stared at him. You're the chairman? Yes. She covered her face. Oh my goodness. Eugen smiled. You're angry. I'm not angry. You look angry. I'm shocked. He reached for her hand. I didn't hide it to deceive you. You never told me. I wanted you to know me first. She looked at him. Why? Because everyone changes when they discover my wealth. Selena's expression softened. You thought I would? I didn't know. She squeezed his hand. Well, now you know. He smiled. Thank you. Inside the building, employees greeted Eugen respectfully. Good morning, Chairman Jung. Selena noticed how everyone looked at him. He wasn't merely wealthy. He was powerful. His name commanded respect. As they entered the executive floor, his assistant Min Jae approached. Chairman, the board meeting is ready. Eugen nodded. Then he turned to Selena. I'll be gone for about an hour. She smiled. Go. He hesitated. You're not upset? No. Why? Because you're still the man who helped a strange woman on the street. His expression softened. And you're still the woman who hugged me without permission. She laughed. Don't remind me. He leaned closer. I liked it. Her cheeks turned pink. Then he disappeared into the conference room. Selena wandered toward the private lounge. She was examining a painting when a familiar voice came from behind her. You really believe he loves you? Selena turned. Seo-yeon. Her expression was cold. Selena remained calm. That's none of your business. Seo-yeon smiled. You don't know Eugen. Perhaps not. You don't know what he's capable of. Selena frowned. What are you trying to say? Seo-yeon stepped closer. Eugen doesn't trust women. Then why is he with me? Seo-yeon's smile disappeared. Because you're new. Selena remained silent. Soon he'll discover you're just like everyone else. Selena's eyes hardened. You don't know me either. Seo-yeon walked away. But before she disappeared, she turned. Ask him about his father. Selena's heart tightened. What about his father? Seo-yeon smiled mysteriously. Ask him why his stepfather hates seeing you. Then she left. Selena stood there unsettled. Later that evening, Eugen found her unusually quiet. What happened? Nothing. Selena. She looked at him. Tell me about your father. Eugen froze. His face changed instantly. Why? Someone told me I should ask. Who? Seo-yeon. Silence. Eugen's jaw tightened. Then his phone rang. It was his mother. Eugen, she said urgently, come home immediately. Why? Taeho knows about Selena. Eugen's expression hardened. What did he do? He has found out something about her family. Selena looked at him. What is it? Eugen didn't answer. His mother continued. You need to know the truth before he tells her. Eugen slowly lowered the phone. For the first time since meeting Selena, genuine fear appeared in his eyes. Because there was one secret about their families that even he hadn't known. And if it was what he suspected, Selena had never been a random stranger in his life. Their meeting may have been planned by fate long before either of them was born. The moment Eugen ended the call, Selena knew something was seriously wrong. He had gone completely still. Eugen. He looked at her. We need to go. Where? My mother's house. Why? He hesitated. Because there is something you need to know. Selina followed him into the car. Neither spoke during the drive. The silence was heavier than anything she had experienced with him before. When they arrived, Eugen's mother was waiting in the living room. She stood as soon as Selina entered. Her eyes immediately filled with emotion. Selina looked confused. Mrs. Young? Unju approached her slowly. Selina. Yes. You look exactly like your mother. Selina froze. You know my mother? Unju nodded. We met many years ago. Eugen stared at his mother. What are you talking about? Unju sat down. Before I married Taeho, I had a close friend in America. Selina's heartbeat increased. What was her name? Margaret Winston. Selina's eyes widened. My mother. Unju nodded. Your mother helped me during the most difficult period of my life. What does this have to do with Eugen? Unju looked at her son. Your father and I had planned to move to America when you were very young. Eugen stared at her. I never knew that. Because your father died before we could. She paused. After his death, I discovered that he had left something important for you. What? A trust. Eugen frowned. I know about the trust. Not everything. Unju's voice trembled. Your father had a business partner in America. His name was Winston. Selina suddenly understood. My grandfather? Unju nodded. Your grandfather and Eugen's father were business partners. Eugen looked at Selina. Neither spoke. Their families had been connected for decades. But that wasn't the most shocking part. Unju continued. After your father died, the trust was placed under the protection of the Winston family. Selina whispered. So my family protected Eugen's inheritance? Yes. Eugen looked stunned. That means? Yes. Unju nodded. Your father trusted their family. Selina looked at Eugen. So that's why Chairman Kong is concerned about me? Eugen's expression hardened. Yes. Unju shook her head. Not only that. She looked toward the doorway. Chairman Kong stood there. His face was pale. Eugen immediately stood. You knew. Taeho didn't answer. You knew our families were connected? Yes. And you didn't tell me? I was protecting the company. Eugen's voice became cold. You were protecting yourself. Taeho looked at Selina. You don't understand what your family's involvement could mean. Selina stood. Then explain it. Taeho hesitated. The trust contains voting rights that could change the ownership structure of Young Global Holdings. Selina stared at him. What? Your family has legal authority connected to those assets. Eugen's eyes narrowed. So you were afraid Selina could challenge you. Taeho remained silent. Suddenly everything made sense. The warnings. The hostility. The obsession with keeping Selina away from Eugen. It wasn't simply jealousy. It was power. Taeho had been afraid of losing control. Eugen stepped toward him. You tried to keep me away from her because of money? No. Then why? Taeho looked at Selina. Because I knew you would eventually discover the truth. Selina's voice was quiet. And you thought I would use it against Eugen? Yes. She shook her head. You don't know me at all. Eugen turned toward Selina. Selina. She looked at him. I need some time. His face fell. Please. I care about you. She swallowed. But everything has become complicated. Eugen reached for her hand. She let him hold it. I didn't choose you because of your money, she whispered. I know. I didn't know who you were when I hugged you. I know. And somehow. She smiled through tears. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. Eugen pulled her gently into his arms. This time she didn't hug him to frighten anyone. She hugged him because she wanted to. He held her tightly. I love you, he whispered. Selina closed her eyes. I love you too. Across the room Eugen's mother smiled through tears. But the story was not over. Months later, the legal dispute was settled without Selina taking control of the company. Eugen honored his father's wishes and protected the Winston family's interests without allowing money to destroy their relationship. Taeho eventually confessed everything about his betrayal with Seo-yun and stepped away from the company. Seo-yun disappeared from their lives. And Eugen finally learned that forgiveness didn't mean forgetting. It meant refusing to allow the past to control the future. A year later, Selina stood beneath thousands of glowing lights at a private garden outside Seoul. She wore a breathtaking ivory wedding gown. Eugen stood opposite her in a black tuxedo. He smiled at her. The same man who had once vowed never to love again was now holding the hand of the woman who had accidentally walked into his life. The officiant smiled. Eugen, do you take Selena to be your wife? Eugen looked into her eyes. I do. Selena? She smiled through tears. I do. They kissed as their families applauded. Later that evening, Selena whispered against his chest. Do you remember the first time we met? Eugen smiled. How could I forget? I was desperate. You threw yourself into my arms. She laughed. I asked you to pretend to be my boyfriend. And you left without asking who I was. You didn't exactly introduce yourself as a billionaire. I didn't want you to know. She looked up at him. And now? Eugen kissed her forehead. Now I want you to know everything. Selena smiled. I think I prefer the man I met before I knew your money. Why? Because he was the one who captured my heart. Eugen wrapped his arms around her. And the woman who hugged a stranger? Yes. She captured mine first. Selena laughed. Neither of them could have imagined that one desperate hug on a Seoul street would change both their lives. She had only wanted to scare away an older man who was wooing her. Instead, she had accidentally hugged the man who would become the love of her life. And Eugen, who had once sworn never to love again, finally discovered that sometimes the heart doesn't ask permission. It simply knows.
Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. You can also join my membership using the link in this video description box. See you in my next video.